All right, let's do chapter three. Let's discuss chapter three of Gulliver's Travels, where he Gulliver entertains the emperor and his people, constructing a stage out of his handkerchief, spread over kind of a hexagon, something of a wood kind of square or hexagon thing of wood that they construct, with like little railing around it where he puts the knights on it, and they joust and fight and attack and stuff like that. This all goes on until one of the horses stumbles. There's a rip in the handkerchief, and the horse kind of goes through and the rider is thrown, but it's not a major thing. The horse is a bit strained and the rider is unharmed. The Lilliputans seem to come to like him, to trust him. That he allows people to kind of come and kind of dance on him. He puts his hand down and they jump over his hand. They jump over, one guy in a courser jumps over his foot, and he does like and the emperor has him stand with his legs like wide akimbo, and he marches the army through with strict orders not to look up because his breeches are really kind of torn and tattered, though some of the younger officers do, at which point there is some apparently some like kind of like, oh wow, astonishment and admiration. So I guess if you're that big, you're that big. We have all that. He makes lots of pleas to get his freedom, and finally, it gets approved. There's only one guy who's like decides he wants to be his mortal enemy for whatever reason. But he said he finally brought on board and says, okay, I'll write up the articles, and he reprints the articles, which are a lot of stuff of like him helping doing stuff. There is actually a thing where it's like, oh, we have enemies and we want you to destroy their fleet. So I guess he's going to get used as a battle thing. And I mean, you can see this from the beginning. The emperor has had his own horses trained around him, so they won't shy from Gulliver. They're not going to be spooked. But the implication is our war horses won't be spooked, but their war horses will. Um, all that. It's agreed that he will get the amount of food that for 1,724 Lilliputans, and it's like, oh, how did you come to that? It's like, well, we decided, we did. The mathematicians went, okay, well, we're 1/6 the height of you, but then we're 3D creatures. I think they said this in the introduction. We're 3D creatures, so that there's actually probably 1,724 Lilliputans in you that would make up like something your size. So that's how we came to the decision of how much food and stuff to give, food and drink to give you. So that's how they calculated that. They have a very strange thing in here of of him getting yeah, it's like, how does he swear to it? Uh, Here, but he has they have a particular swearing thing of how they swear it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Um, so you swear by your own thing, and I was to swear by the performances of them. And the first was in the manner of my own country, and the other one was prescribed by their law, which was I was to hold my right foot in my left hand, and to place the middle finger of my right hand on the crown of my head, and the thumb on the tip of my right ear. And that's how you swear in Lilliput. It's like, okay, is the swearing in, which is quite thing. There's also a hilarious thing here at the beginning, because of all official documents. You start off by saying how awesome your the thing is. I mean, it starts off with a couple of things which are probably Lilliputian Latin. And then it's like the most mighty emperor of Lilliput, delight and terror of the universe, whose dominion extends for 5,000 bolstrags, to the extremities of the globe. Except there's a little thing inside of that that says about 12 miles in circumference. So, which, you know, you think about, like, you know, all these people who are the rulers of the universe, even in probably in King George's time, it's like, you know, of the known universe. It's one of these, you know, one of these silly things of its tiny little pound, but it's like, I am the most extreme mighty emperor of, you know, delight and terror of the universe. It's kind of the hilarious thing there. Yeah, yeah. So that is, I think, all I have to say about this one. We're getting, again, perspective. We're getting the kind of like, oh, they're going to use him for as a battle giant, perhaps. So yeah, yeah, and just, you know, the continuing ridiculousness that the Lilliputans show of perspective of human ideas of we are so awesome when actually we're just tiny little provincial creatures scurrying around on the in the universe. All right, I'll leave it there. More videos later.